Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, but not only Bitcoin. I want to just discuss generally the market. It's currently Tuesday. Bitcoin made another run at a all-time high. The highest it's been now is $50,600. We finally broke well, in quotations, broke 50K. We're back under. We're at 48,974. Um, but you can see from the reaction of the market of Bitcoin hitting $50,000. And what do I mean by that? So if we look at the say the hourly, for example, and we look at Bitcoin's run, so it's here at 12 o'clock UTC time is when Bitcoin made the run to $50,000. Now let's throw in Ethereum against Bitcoin. Let's throw Poloniex, okay, and also let's throw in say Chainlink. Now you can probably throw any other major cryptocurrency in this spot and you'll see something similar. You may see something different because there is the chance that some altcoins do well against Bitcoin for some odd reason. For today, I would call it a misnomer. Nothing really to write home about and would chuck it off as a coincidence. However, you see, okay, so 12 o'clock UTC time, we see Bitcoin make the run at 50K. But what precedes it? The the time before the close, the daily close, we see crypt altcoins essentially starting to trend down. We see it beginning at February 15th, so yesterday at 1600 UTC time, and we see cryptocurrencies, altcoins specifically, trend down while we see Bitcoin trend up. Now, uh, in these cases, when Bitcoin is really, when we flip it to the daily now, when we look at Bitcoin, it's essentially moving sideways for the past few days. But why are altcoins like Ethereum and Chainlink, you know, still trending down? Well, it's because Bitcoin is making a run. Bitcoin is making a run at a new all-time high. When Bitcoin does this, um, all eyes are on Bitcoin. Everyone wants to be on the Bitcoin run. There isn't a speculator out there, and that's what I would call all of us at this point. We are speculators, especially if you're investing into altcoins. I think um, that we don't want to miss out on the Bitcoin run, and because of that, all the liquidity flows back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin starts to make a run at 50K, comes back down, and here we are. And it's been repeating like this for the past few days, and you could see it here. Also, February 8th, 2021, when Bitcoin made a run, uh, a, not like a super impressive run, but it came from a low of 38,000 and rose to 48,000. It moved up $10,000, and it was at this time where we saw altcoins start to bleed. After that point, Bitcoin started to move sideways. We see some altcoins start to recover like Chainlink. However, Bitcoin decides to try to make another run, causing altcoins to then trend down. And so this is the situation we're in. Alt season is here. It has been happening since January, I would argue. And when we see, altcoins like Uniswap, for example, making this extremely impressive run, or Chainlink making this run, going over almost 100% against Bitcoin. I can go on different altcoins that have been moving against Bitcoin. Um, However, when Bitcoin decides to make a new run at a new all-time high, and that's the asterisk. We've seen Bitcoin move before, but it's when Bitcoin starts making new highs, all-time highs, which seems to be every other day. Altcoins tend to reset and bleed, and this is what we're seeing right now. Ethereum's down 2.5% against Bitcoin. Chainlink's down 4%. Um, Uniswap is down, 0.5%. It's in neutral territory. Celsius is down 4%. Monero is down 5. VeChain is down 5. Basic attention token is up 0.5%, but I would fold that in with coins like Uniswap, which are in neutral territory. And so this is the fork in the road for the cryptocurrency market right now. Either alt season continues, okay? So we see this relationship, this dynamic continue to happen where Bitcoin tries to make another run, does it, uh, and calms down. Then we see altcoins surge back up for a bit, rinse and repeat. But eventually, um, the market will fall into line into uh, the other road of the fork, and that's when Bitcoin starts breaking its all-time high, and pushing onwards. And when that happens, alt season won't necessarily come to a close. That's uh, that's up for debate, but it will definitely be paused. For how long? Well, that will entirely depend on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to make another run like it did from 20K to 42, then that could happen for months. I mean, this run was from September all the way to January. We're talking about almost a quarter, right? September, October, November, December, January. It's 4 months. If it's another 4 month period of Bitcoin surging, then altcoins are going to bleed. However, if Bitcoin, keeps its level right under $50,000 for as long as it can, okay, the hope for me is that Bitcoin can hold this level for as long as possible. We can flirt with 50,000 all we want. Eventually, $50,000 becomes not a place to break, but a place to hold. Okay, in my opinion, it becomes a place to hold, and it's a different mindset when we look at Bitcoin. Right now, $50,000 is the new target for everyone. Everyone's waiting for $50,000 to break. We expect that when we break $50,000, we'll see another run with Bitcoin going to $60,000, and that's entirely possible. And if that does happen, altcoin positions will start to bleed, and it's at this point where I say you should have took some profits, either into stable coins or into Bitcoin or Ethereum or another high cap altcoin at the very least. If you're trading, say, VeChain, for example, uh, I've already sold a portion of my VeChain a few days ago, last week when it was on its run, and I threw that back into Bitcoin. And if this does run to $60,000 or breaks 50,000, and it's like what I was hypothesizing of it going to $60,000, well, obviously my VeChain position will bleed against Bitcoin. It probably will stay at around 5 cents, 4 cents against the US dollar. Um, but at least I took profits. And that profit that I threw that went back into Bitcoin will start to rise. And that's the whole idea. Now, best case scenario, like I said, if we hold this level and Bitcoin just kind of stays within $50,000, that mindset of it of will change. I think the longer Bitcoin stays at this level. It's hard to say if it will, but let's say it does. If Bitcoin stays at $50,000 or in the ballpark of it, so we can go as low as say like 45, come back up to 50, so on and so forth. It becomes less of a place to break and the target than and it becomes a place to hold. And when that happens, then I would expect liquidity from Bitcoin to flow back into altcoins, and then we can see a resurgence of the run. And then we'll obviously have to ride that wave, altcoin wave, for as long as possible, taking profits along the way. Don't to make sure that we're locking in our profits back into Bitcoin, back into Ethereum, back into stable coins, uh, and then we expect a run of Bitcoin. But this is essentially where we are now. We're at a point where everyone's looking at Bitcoin and we're all wondering, is it going to break $50,000? Right? We broke it today. Um, some will say because we broke it, it's more likely that we're going to break it and continue the run. Um, and I'm here for that. I'm also completely content for Bitcoin staying where it is, and seeing my altcoin positions continue to rise. Um, but that's the state of the market right now. Things are getting more volatile, in my opinion. Um, we're going to see huge. I think we're going to see huge swings when Bitcoin starts. Bitcoin's already making huge swings. We're already at $50,000, um, but we'll see big swings from altcoins if if Bitcoin stays where it is, um, and we're coming to the point of euphoric uh, sentiment in the market. Um, I will also use this opportunity to remind everyone a word of caution that right now the market's doing great. We're all having a great time. I'm having a great time, but I don't want us to stray too far away from the thought of the market crashing. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be the market cycle peak or, this is going to be the top for Bitcoin and we're going to come back down to say $10,000 and have another 3-year long, 4-year long, 5-year long accumulation process. No, but at some point, the market's going to reset. And I think those times come when people least expects it, right? Right now, people are so euphoric. Bitcoin's only going to go up. All coins are only going to go up, uh, and it's going to come to a point where it's going to crash. It's going to come back down. Whether that's $10,000, we go back down to 30, go back down to 40,000, or come back down to the 20-week, which I'll remind you is at $25,000. Right? We're far away from the 20-week moving average, but it is a place we look to hold, right? Like we did in September when we held it at $10,000. We could come back down there. And when that happens, it's going to sideswipe everybody. It's going to be a time where people least expect it, and it's going to be a tumultuous time. But for the time being, the news of the day is if Bitcoin breaks $50,000, if it does, then we could potentially uh, see alt season take a pause for an undisclosed amount of time until Bitcoin decides to chill out, or we hold this level and we see alt season continue for a little while longer, or Bitcoin crashes. That's also a possibility. How likely it is? Well, momentum's definitely on Bitcoin's side. It's been running very hot lately, and it really does seem like momentum's on its side, continuing it to move up, or at least keep it where it is. So obviously, if that happens, if we see the market, if we see Bitcoin crash down to the 20-week, for example, um, altcoins are also going to bleed even further, I think, in the short term. Anyway, stay safe, stay cautious. Make sure to take profits because those profits aren't real until you sell. Okay, you could be up 1,000% on a position. If you don't sell, then you don't reap the rewards of the risk that you took. And I think it's never a bad idea to take profits. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.